Jay Sano without intro music. Jay Sano with intro music. Intro music remix. Jay Sano 19, Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19, Jay Sano 19. Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again coming to you from the Mindcrack server. Another episode on Season 5 on the server, actually. So, what are we going to do today? Well, I wanted to kind of get out and look at a little bit of the new terrain and explore if anything else cool has opened up for me. Maybe go find a cave, because actually today, what I want to do is talk to you guys about a new show. And I don't necessarily usually talk solely about a show, because it piqued my interest. But this is a show that really intrigues me on numerous fronts, but I'm here to talk to you about Utopia. So Utopia is a new reality show. I don't know what you're going to say is, oh, reality shows, but you got to remember things like, you know, Survivor's a reality show, and everybody loves Survivor. There's other really good reality shows, so don't discount it because it's a reality show, but it is a new reality show on Fox. It's based off of a show from somewhere foreign, and I can't remember where it came from. It apparently did extremely successfully. But I want to talk to you guys about the show for just a couple reasons, and a couple of those reasons would be that, for one, I'm kind of convinced that it may not be real. I know, crazy as it sounds, there's a reality show out there that may be fabricating a little bit of things going on with it. But I could be completely wrong on that. It might not be fabricating anything at all. I'm really not sure. So for those who don't know, this show just aired this week. It just started with the inaugural episode. There's actually one on as we speak, as I'm taping this, the 4th episode, or technically the 3rd. The first episode was a 2-hour series premiere. The second episode was the next night, and it was a 1-hour series premiere part 2, which is kind of weird. And I believe what's taping now is a 1-hour series premiere part 3. So technically the series premiere is 4 hours long. And I started watching it the other day because I was really curious based on it, and got addicted, and not in a good way addicted, like, oh my god, this show is so great, I must keep watching, but addicted in such a way that I still must keep watching. But because it's so not great, I guess would be, I can't say it's bad, it's just, there's just a lot to it that may or may not be good. I don't know if how that's putting it. So wait, let's see. So there's going to be a cave that expands out this way, which is going to be nice. I kind of wonder, however, if a different chunk of this cave will expand out this way or not. Either way, I want to talk about the show while I just do some mindless activities. I'm going to look for a cave and talk about the show. I'm actually going to dig down right here and look for a cave. That is what I'm going to do. Now that we've opened up new terrain, I'm near the edge of it. I want to see if there's any more caves that are expanding that I can go through and get good resources through. Find maybe a spawner. That would be awesome. I haven't found a spawner yet because we're in such a small world. But anyways, so for those who don't know, Utopia is a show based on building your own society. They're taking 15 random people and they're putting them together, not locked up because they can leave whenever they want. Once they leave, they're done with the show, though. But they're allowed to leave whenever they want. But they're living together on a compound. And on this compound, there's a couple structures that need a little bit of work. Like there's a barn and something else. Because I don't think there's a house. There's a barn and a cattle area. And it's, I don't know how many acres it is. I want to say like 5 acres. It's got like a little lake in there. It's not really that big of a lake, but it's a little lake in there with a waterfall and all this crazy stuff. But they take 15 strangers and they put them together with no rules, no law, no order, and electricity exists, but they have to connect it still, so they got to work together to do that. And all these people come from random backgrounds. One's like a general contractor, one's an electrician, one's an unemployed person from Detroit, yeah. Something, you know, things like that. Somebody's like there's a doctor who's also a yoga instructor, which is really weird, and she's all into this crazy holistic and sexual healing type things. It's kind of crazy. They obviously put this cast together based on who would clash the most. I mean, I'm sure that part of it is absolutely true, but that, in my opinion, would not make the show fake. I need to expand this out because I'm gonna have to. There we go. I'm gonna have to put down a workbench here and make a new thing. So they go on this area and they literally have no land or no law and no order. It is literally build your own society. What do you want your ideal society to be? And one person's on there and she's completely all about, I believe that religion and politics are the death of society, and therefore my ideal utopia, quote unquote utopia, is a place without any of, religion, politics, things like that. There's also a preacher on there, a Christian preacher. I believe he's Pentecostal, who's on there to, stir stuff up in the mix. They have an ex-convict on there who just got back into society recently. They have a chef. They have all these different people in there. And it's kind of funny because they go into this place to make up their own society, their best society that they want. Now, the weird thing about there's a lawyer as well. The weird thing about this is, of course, everybody comes from all these different backgrounds and all these different views, which is what really intrigues me about the show in the first place. Until you watch the first episode and you realize that there's just some big dickheads on there who, it doesn't matter that they may think differently than you. They think differently than you, and you are wrong. No matter how you think, you are absolutely wrong. So there's definitely a couple of those people where there's a couple more people who are more open to listening to other people's ideas, things like that. And I guess it was supposed to start with 15 people, and they started with 14 because the 14 people get to vote somebody in coming up soon. There's a way that every month somebody leaves. I don't know exactly how they leave, and new people get voted in somehow, and not quite sure how that is, but it was supposed to actually start with 15 people, and apparently somebody got kicked out before the show even started taping because she smuggled in a smartphone when she's not supposed to have a smartphone, and started doing research on contestants and things like that. I don't know, some crazy stuff. Weird thing about this reality show is there is no prize. These people are supposed to live on this compound for a year, and they're supposed to kind of examine what this society is at the end of this year, essentially. And there's hundreds of cameras throughout the compound on these stationary mounts, pretty much taping everything. There's not people in there with handheld cameras like there are with Survivor. There's nobody no confessional that, people are talking to the cameras and answering questions and things like that. It's just live, raw. People are doing their thing, and you can actually watch it live on the website, supposedly, which is really confusing as well, because they just started airing this thing, and from what I read, doing some research, what this intrigues me a little bit more, is the fact that in this show, I don't know how far ahead they actually are, but apparently they pretty recently got to this compound, and Fox is producing episodes extremely quickly. And they're only I don't know if they're only a month in or what, and they're already taping them. They said it's supposed to be just this extreme turnaround time to keep everything pretty much up to date with what you're airing on TV so that you can watch the live feeds and actually not be way ahead. I'm not sure how much I believe that, to be honest, but that is what they claim it is, which makes it even cooler of a concept of a show to be able to watch. And of course you can watch 5 minutes for free on the Fox website, but if you want to actually keep an eye on the live feed for an extended period of time, you need to spend $4.99 a month, which amazingly is not that much money. If they were doing if they were taping Survivor, and granted Survivor is supposed to be just less than a month, even if they said for $20, you can have a live feed for the duration of a season of Survivor while they're out on the island and stuff, I would probably pay that. I think that would be pretty sweet to do. Oh, I'm already down to bedrock and obviously did not find a cave. I did find some redstone though, but no cave. So back up to the top we go. I'll probably grab my workbench on the way out of here. So I don't even know. The show itself sounds so interesting in concept, and I knew going in, I was I had the first two episodes DVR'd, and I was okay, I want to watch these. So I'm Julia, do you want to sit down and watch this show, and let's see if it's something that we can get into or not. I didn't think that she would get into it. She's really not a big Survivor person, though I did get her into Redneck Island because it's so rednecky and ridiculously bad in that way, but it's a good show. So she's into that, somewhat that type of show, if she can get into it right. So I was like, let's watch an episode and see what we think. And we watched the 2-hour one together, and she was like, this show started out decent and then it just got ridiculous. I'm already fed up with it. And I'm like, yeah, I know what you mean. And she goes, but let's watch the other one. So it's one of those ones that's even intriguing her, and she doesn't like most of the shows like that terribly much. Intriguing her enough to want to keep watching it because it's that different in its own way that it makes us very just like intrigued about it. I had that pick in my inventory the whole time. You guys didn't see that I just made 2 more because I thought I was out. That never happened. But anyways, so in the show, however, at the beginning, I was turned off right from the onset because they have a narrator who's not in the show. He's just narrating, like, he'll give a quick intro, and then it'll cut back to him, like, before commercials, and he'll be like, so, what are they going to do about John's drinking problem? You know, blah, 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 like, all this stuff that he says. Problem is, this dude is, like, the most stereotypical hipster cartoonist wearing this like cross between a fedora and some other of those brimmed hats. I'm not really big up on hats. I don't know the name of it. I'm sure somebody does. With that little like pencil thin type of mustache that he obviously keeps there. Like wearing this weird suit that makes it look like he's a cowboy from... I can't say really a cowboy, but like it looks like he's from those cowboy times, but he wasn't the cowboy. Like he was the guy who ran the bank, like that type of outfit. I don't know. And he's got the most horrible voice to be a narrator, and his inflections that he says things in are such a turnoff because it makes you think that everything that's about to happen is just so absolutely fake. And I don't know if maybe that's the reason I think it's fake, or the fact that it's a reality show, so therefore it probably is fake, is the reason I think it's fake. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case or not, but the show, I watched 3 hours of it so far, and like I said, the intrigue is there in such a way I want to keep watching it. I almost want to watch it just to do like an episode every week. It'd be a good podcast show. Like people used to do, you know, Lost podcasts and things like that after the episodes. But granted, that was a good show, so I don't know how it would be. I don't know if people do Survivor podcasts on every like week of the Survivor. I'm sure they do. I've never really listened to one. Getting ideas on like what they should have done, who should they have voted out, where are they going wrong, blah blah blah. That's this type of show, and I was thinking about doing like maybe I'll get really into this and just talk about it every single week on the channel. But I don't want to dedicate something separate to it. And you know, granted, I've been having a little bit of problems getting into vanilla Minecraft anymore, only because I do so many other videos that I have so much fun with that vanilla Minecraft is kind of like on the back burner for me. I know that's going to upset some people when I say that, but it really is. It's something I've done it for so long. I'm just taking kind of a break from it, not doing it nearly as much as I used to. Obviously, I'm not taking a break. I'm doing it now. But I think I'm almost doing it right now without laying torches. I'm kind of pulling a Guude's Torch Tuesday where you just talk about something while doing something mundane on the server. And granted, my intention was not to go around and place torches, but it is to go around and find any territory that I think looks nice and maybe find a new cave. Ooh, oh, ooh, like this one? Yes, any cave like this one. So, oh my god, and there's creepers, and there's creepers, and there's creepers. Get away from these creepers. Okay, get you dead. Get you guys blowing each other up. Suck this baby down. Get blocks on bar. I need to protect myself. I was looking only one direction. Quickly protect self. Okay, like that. I think I protected that way, so I can focus over here. Excellent, excellent. So now I found a cave. Coordinates really quick so I can see where they're at in case I die. I glitched. I should take it a little easier until I get my... Lots of spiders back there. It could be a spawner. But... I don't know what you guys would think of that idea. I might do it anyways because it's relatively... And if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to make the show about about what the episode is yet because it's pretty new in its inception, and I don't want to ruin something for somebody if they had it like ready to watch at this point. But this is kind of like a first impressions. And now, like I said, one of the main problems I have is I can no longer determine if I feel a reality show is fake or if it's real. I will tell you, I was kind of heartbroken when I found out that Storage Wars was fake. And I'm sorry if I just heartbroken some other people, but I thought Storage Wars, the concept was really, really, really cool. I liked it. I got really into it. I liked the characters. And granted, I'm not dumb. I know that that wasn't like every locker they're hitting, somebody's not hitting this jackpot. But I figured maybe they taped a bunch of things and you know, they were just show kind of like the World Series of Poker when they show that on TV. You don't watch every single hand. It's like hours and hours and days of tournaments, and they put it into like an hour that you can watch on TV if you want. It puts somebody once told me about poker is it's hours and hours of boredom followed by seconds of sheer terror. That's exactly what poker is to me. I think it's fun to play. I get bored when I play and like go all in. Ask Guude. I go all in on stupid things and I'm just like, nah, whatever. I lost. I'm out. See you guys later. Granted, I don't play for much money or anything like that, so it might be different. But, you know, so poker is not fake. It's real. And they're just only showing you the extremely like entertaining and exhilarating hands and things like that. Whereas Storage Wars turns out it's pretty much fabricated. And yes, I felt a little cheated when I found out that that was a... Oh god, I thought that was an enemy coming down. When I found out that that was a fabricated show, I did feel a little bit cheated. I felt a little bit cheated when I found out that Survivor's not necessarily all it's cracked up to be. Granted, everything I've read, Survivor itself is the game. It's Survivor. Once you get to the game, it's all straight up Survivor, what everybody knows and loves. However, like the casting process, apparently they choose people who actually apply for the show maybe like 1% of the time, and the rest of it's all done through casting directors and their actors and things like that. So that kind of upset me, that realizing that, you know, if I ever wanted to go on Survivor, which I'd love to, I've actually made a demo tape before and tried before I knew that, and I probably will try again because I still think it'd be fun, and who knows, I could be one of the lucky ones. I'm a guy with a YouTube channel, I'm a nurse, I'm a firefighter, I'm an engineer, you know, what else do you got? I think I would fit one of their stereotypical roles relatively well on that show, but it is definitely not all it's cracked up to be because, you know, it's very, very difficult to get in, even more difficult than just applying against the millions of people that probably apply for that show every season. It's that you're dealing with people who are already casted for that show. I just actually was rewatching. The reason Survivor's on the mind is I was rewatching a couple seasons of it. So there's a new one about to start in a couple of weeks. So I was rewatching some old seasons. Not rewatching, actually. I went back and realized I hadn't seen a chunk of seasons in the teens. So I was watching them. And one of them I watched, I was very excited with the season, the way the gameplay went, all that stuff. It was a really good season. And I got really upset when they announced the winner. Not because of who the winner was, it was actually the guy I wanted to win. And it was season 14. And if you guys don't want a spoiler, don't listen. But Earl won. I was like, awesome, Earl deserved to win. I thought he was a great player. He played a good game. I'm so happy that Earl won. However, right after they announced that he won at the, you know, the after party, whatever they call it. I can't remember what they call that thing. The reunion. At the reunion, when they announced that he won, he literally, Jeff says something to him about, you know, Earl, don't you remember I gave you a phone call on a Friday to tell you you were on the show and you were on a plane Monday to Fiji? And he's like, oh yeah, I'll never forget that. And he goes, yeah, and you'd never seen Survivor before in your life. He's like, yeah, I'd never even heard of the show. And I'm like, excuse me? You casted somebody for the show who'd never even heard of the show before? Obviously, you're not trying to actually get the people who want to be on the show. You're casting from a set of actors. And I think that's kind of bullshit. You shouldn't, like, go out there and advertise a show as advertise a show as a show that people can actually legitimately get on and pretend that that's what it is. You could say, yeah, you know, one or two people of the studio or one or two people who apply make it on this show. But otherwise we fill this up with actors, you know. If you legitimately admitted that, that would be a whole different story. The problem is they don't. They try to make it sound like it's just this thing that everybody can do, and that's kind of bullshit. But besides that, I'm sure that Utopia was cast in a very similar way. Granted, it's a lot longer than other shows. It's up to a year that you could be on this place, and there's no prize. So they might not have as many actors willing to go for it without a prize. However, it does make me wonder if they're getting paid in some way, shape, or form. I think that they, in theory, should, because they lose kind of a year of their lives. I don't know, maybe it's just the hope of fame and fortune that gets them through. I don't know. But if you watch the show, you'll kind of see what I mean, that it feels scripted in such a way, with the way that these people interact with each other, the problems that they already run into on like day 1 and day 2. And the whole concept is that of the thing is that they're supposed to set their own government. Not necessarily, they don't even need a government actually. They're supposed to set their own way of living, whether it be democratic or capitalistic or whatever kind of society they want to live in. And nobody seems to understand that. Actually, one guy seems to understand that and keeps bringing up the fact of, guys, before we start doing this and doing things in a democratic way, we have to establish if we're a democratic society or not. And everybody's like, oh yeah, you're right. No, I don't want to be considered a democratic society. But anyways, let's vote and take the majority. And he's like, that's the point. That's what a democratic society is. You guys, we can't do that if you don't want to be democratic. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, one guy is like getting the concept of it. But these people don't seem to get the concept. And they're just arguing with each other, demanding that everything is their way or no way, which is crazy. Like absolutely no type of compromise. It's like individual dictatorships going on. And who knows, maybe that's a way a society can be. It's not going to function well, but if that's what they want their society to be, they have to establish that, though, and nobody's establishing shit yet. I really highly suggest you go check it out for yourself and tell me how annoying you think that freaking narrator is. Like, oh my god, give me a job narrating that show. I could do a hell of a lot better job. And you get somebody like Guude a job narrating that show, shit, it'd be like a hit in no time. But they got this guy who's going to turn people off right from the beginning. I was trying to weave my way back into the middle of the map. Oh, there we go. Thinking I knew where I was going based on the world borders, and I kind of got lost. But I think I found... Is this where I just came from, actually? Either way, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, Utopia. I might be doing a weekly update on Utopia on my channel if it holds out for that long. If it doesn't come out that the show is completely fake and everybody loses interest, I personally don't believe it's going to last the year that they want it to last. I doubt, unless it makes a major turnaround, that it's going to make for a season 2. And I'm really skeptical about how live fed the live feed is, because I can't imagine that they're really trying to pump out multiple, because I think they're trying to go 2 episodes a week with the show to keep you up to date on everything that's going on in there, and claiming it's very shortly behind the live feed, that they're just cranking out these episodes with one of the fastest turnaround production things that they've ever done. That's actually like production. Obviously the news is pretty fast, I would assume. If not, then wow, what kind of world are we living in if that's the case? Look, it's Blinger Tower. I wonder if I get a room in Blinger Tower. There goes my idea to have the roof that Aurelian took, and somehow it's like going to be in the sun and burn my crops anyway, way up there. Anyways, guys, show about Utopia on reality TV. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the Utopia thing. Let me know what you think about the show, and let me know what you think about the idea for kind of like a Minecraft Utopia podcast on the weekly basis. I'm going to go into my other house now. I guess I'll keep you guys along for the ride while I get up there, just in case anything's happened up here. I haven't been here in weeks because I've been working on the other stuff. Finished beef, MC Gamer. I don't even know what floor I'm on. 6, I believe. Yep, 6. Ooh, ads. I wonder how ads likes the deck. I think I did that, so I can't be mad at anybody else. Let's see if he likes the deck. Did he make an opening to it? Well, he made an opening to it, so he must not mind it too much. All right. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I thought he just had a door that... Didn't I just open a door on his side? Maybe not. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.